Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're taking a look at some mono white mid-range. And this is kind of just strictly in the heart of mid-range, but we do get to use a couple of new cards, so it should be kind of fun messing around with this one. And we use a couple of older cards that haven't been getting a lot of play, which is super nice. But we're going to start here in the list with 4 laydown arms because, well, there's a bunch of planes, and this is the cheapest removal you can play. So why not? Some Novus Inspector, which isn't super great here, but it does make a token, which does matter for this list, and we'll see in a second what we're talking about. Now, we're also playing Frontier Seeker, and this is actually an interesting choice. And by the way, I had found this list in one of the Magic Online things, but the interesting thing here is the Frontier Seeker is a 2-1 for 2, which is fine, but then you can search for a mount or a plane, so you're rarely going to miss, but we do have a mount that's really good in here, which is kind of interesting. Obviously, playing some Get Lost, just good all-around removal. Caretaker's Talent. Now, this is whenever we have a token enter the battlefield, we get to draw a card, then we get to copy a token, and then all of our tokens get bigger. And we have multiple ways to make tokens in this list. Enough that I think this list could almost get away with a third copy of this card. Fortune, Loyal Steed. Now, this is a fun one, right? When we're able to blink a bunch of our cards that have extra value, because as you've already seen, we already have Novus Inspector, we already have Frontier Seeker. Well, we do have a couple of other things as well, right? We have Sanguine Evangelist. This gets us another bat when it comes into play. So this is actually pretty cool. And obviously pumps up all of our tokens we could be attacking with. Archangel Elspeth. This one's pretty cool because it just makes something fly and get it over the finish line maybe. But even just be able to make tokens every turn is really good. Rarely will we get to the ultimate, but you don't really need to with this card. There's 3 copies of Visa in here, which is also good because if we use this with Fortune, then we're just blinking this every time and get for life, get some cards, get some tokens, right? We don't know what's really going to happen, but depending on the game state, there's a lot of things we can do with this. Virtue of Loyalty, another way to just pump up all of our cards. It gets us instant speed tokens, gives us another cheap card we can play early, which is pretty important. And then a card that I absolutely hate, not because it's not a good card, I just hate playing against it and managing it when it's on the battlefield, but fits really perfectly in here, and that's the Eternal Wanderer. You can make double strikers, which are just a nuisance for your opponent, or you can get really quirky, blinking out different things you want, have them return, or just reduce your opponent down to a card, and then we start going crazy. Now, our lands are going to be interesting here, and we are going to talk about the lands for just a second, because we do have 16 planes, no surprise with all the white spells, but we're playing 8 colorless lands, and that's because 4 of them are Fountain Port that can make a token, or we can sack a token to draw a card. The 2 important things we're going to do with this. Though occasionally we might make a treasure. And Mirrex, which also makes a token, which can trigger all of our stuff, and likely gets bonuses from all of our other things as well. So even once the board's clear, we're going to have multiple ways to keep putting creatures on the battlefield and getting triggers from those. So yeah, this deck looks like it's going to be a blast. When I saw it played, it was best of 3, but I think this will work just fine at best of 1. But if you want to check this out after you watch the video, there'll be a link down in the description below. Take you over to Moxfield. They're a channel sponsor. They treat me right. Y'all should go post your deck list over there when you want to share a list. But you'll be able to download it from there, put it into Arena, try it out for yourself. For now, though, let's go see if Visa and company can just run over the competition with all these planes. Sure, we'll keep this. Why not? This seems fine. I say that. I was going to say, but we kind of really need to get to 4 mana with this hand, or it doesn't do much. Alright, well, they're going to Surveil. And I think they just left whatever they had on top. So that's usually bad when your opponent leaves stuff on top. That's like the action you don't want. Alright, end the turn. Maybe they'll just Liliana here. Nope, no such luck. Alright. Alright, we found our 4th land. How many cards do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 4. I would definitely get cards here. That would be nice. If we do this, we get 4 life if we do it before we attack. Alright. Oh, we only get a card. Alright, fair enough. But we get a card. If they're going to kill something, they kill Visa here. That's okay. Second and Dragon just came for business, actually. I have to do this first, then I can get rid of a dragon. Then we attack for 6. And we're just going to play Elspeth, and we're going to kind of be in the driver's seat here. Yep, you can have that dude all day, every day. We are not mad about that. Attack with Biza. Just by her lonesome. Sure, cut down works. I mean, it's really the only chance they're going to get to cut down it once we start playing these virtues. Yeah, now we're in a situation where we don't have to be in any kind of hurry here. Yep, you have a tiny bones. Ooh, what do we want to do here? Actually, I think we'll just minus. So we don't have to worry about tiny bones. We'll attack. And then I'm just going to play this knucklehead and make a 2/2 that becomes a 3/3 first striker. Or a double striker.
I fight for the entire multiverse.
Alright. You have an Atali. Liliana, cool. You got a virtue from us. That's fine. Doesn't affect the game state, really. I mean, they have a bat they could block with for a turn. Sure.
I've always hated crowds.
We'll give one of these a thing. And then we'll attack with the flyers at the opponent. Yep. I will say, the other option, if the games went long, I could just -4 here, leave them with like a tiny bones or something, and I'd have the Biza and then just attack with the Biza. So either way would have worked, honestly. Let's keep it. Like, normally I'd be like, oh, I have a Frontier Seeker, but we don't really need it here, unless we hit our steed. Well, never mind. Now we might want it. Let's see if we can find another plane so we can cast Biza on time. Especially if this is the discard deck. That being said, well, we didn't have a choice. And so that being said, we might also discard Biza. We'll see. Mizumi Informants. Yeah, alright. We'll get rid of the laydown arms. I don't know what the odds are that we're going to get to actually hold on to this Biza, but Biza will hopefully get us a card. Actually, yeah, that's fine, because we get to draw a card here, no matter how they make us discard or whatever. Yeah, so let's go ahead and draw first. So we discard with maximum information. Just a plains. Alright, that's fine. And then here, actually, if I attack, I was thinking if there was a way I could get both of my creatures killed, but there's really not. Alright, I'm going to attack with both. Because I may just, like, put one on the Seeker and then do nothing. Oh, well, that was interesting. Sure, I'm down. I mean, we don't really get anything off of it but a card, but if they're playing a discard deck, a card's a card, you know? Especially if something like Shieldred drops here. Oh, or Obliterator. That's fine, too. Fortunately, our stuff cares about mana cost, and you have the right cost. Matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and go with... Ooh, yeah, let's go with this. And we're going to attack. Do what you're going to do here, opponent. Show me another Phyrexian Obliterator. We'd love to see it. Lord Skitter is actually pretty good here. We can still get rid of Lord Skitter, but it's good. Oh, that's not bad either. Alright, well, we recovered pretty strongly here. I mean, you could take it all. I don't mind. Like, doesn't bother me any. You do what you're going to do. And here, I think we just go ahead and make tokens. Play this. Like, even if they have a sweeper, we might just minus Elspeth and get everything back. Actually, I say that. I wouldn't even bother. Like, we're going to have a token left over from the bat. We can make Merrick's tokens. Yeah, we're all right. Opponent needs a lot of things here. I have to admit, though, our early 1 and 2 drops came in clutch here, letting us get a couple extra cards in hand. And even the 1 card off Biza ended up making a big difference here. Yeah, this doesn't even matter. Yeah, y'all, I'm going to say something here, which people are going to hate to hear. I'm just going to lose 4. Too many people are trying to shove Rottenmouth Viper into decks right now. Just completely unnecessary. So many folks. Like, even in our discard, it's one of the most popular cards going in decks right now. You have to give up so many resources for that. And don't get me wrong, if you can ramp it out and get it out like turn 3 or something or whatever, cool. But if they just have 1 removal card, you're done. You know what I mean? Like, one get lost, 1 go for the throat, whatever. That's kind of it. And you have to attack with it to get the trigger after the initial thing. So it's like, if they have Death Touchers or whatever, right? It's a good card. Don't get me wrong. Actually, it's a powerful card. But you got to be real careful with it. Oh, no. I'm going to mulligan. I don't think we can get away with keeping that. That felt a bit too dangerous. On the one hand, I felt like, man, if we hit our lands, we could be cooking. But if we didn't, oh, that would have been miserable. Would have been real bad. Last couple of times I saw this little buildup, it was the Boros Control deck, and that might be what this is. So we're just going to attack. If so, this isn't the worst thing for us, because we do have actual planeswalkers. We have some lands that could keep making tokens. So we have some things we could do. Just got a plains. Not exciting. Brotherhood's End. No, it's a temporary lockdown. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. You are neat, but we want to get this first. And we also want to be careful because these decks do play Get Lost. They do play damage spells, so we won't necessarily get all of what we want off of Elspeth if we're not careful. So, got to keep that in mind. Let's see. It has to attack when saddled to get the benefit. So we're just going to attack with these here. And we're going to go ahead and get Elspeth down early. And the fact we're holding the Wanderer is also nice because it puts us in a situation to be pretty well equipped for all the sweepers and things they have incoming. And it's possible they have a Get Lost that'll hit Archangel Elspeth here, but they did not have it. So that's cool, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and use this now, just in case they have some ideas. And we're going to attack. Opponent's going to do what? It's your call, friend. You tell me what you want to do. Alright, Elspeth's Smite works. And what else? That's important because we can't get that back with Elspeth, with it being exiled. Alright, so we want to kill that. So they're only going to take 2 here. I think I'm going to go ahead and just play this as it is, because they have a bunch of ways to get rid of token creatures and stuff anyway. So I'd rather just say everything we make from here on out is just a real threat you got to deal with. Alright, cool. So we get to keep our Elspeth. Not mad about that at all. That sounds great. Let's put this on the bat. Alright, cool. Opponent gives up. Yeah, I would generally say if you're running into this Boros Control deck a lot, this deck is pretty well positioned against it because we do have things that make extra tokens. We have the Planeswalkers. We have ways to blink our stuff. Like, there's a lot going on with here that plays really well against that. Sure. This isn't the best hand for Fortune because we can't really do anything with it. So that's a little rough, but otherwise it's kind of all right. Oh, man, that's not good. This frog's going to eat our lunch, isn't it? All right. Oh no, this is the one that gets a counter if you return something. All right, so maybe not. I was thinking it was the other one that you play a thing, it gets a counter, but Hydra. All right, that's a thing. All right, I will trade for a 2/2 because that thing can get out of control. Also, very cute that you could pick up the Hydra later. I kind of like that. And then just reset it. I'm kind of into that. That's a cool idea. Oh, opponent doesn't have mana. I think I'm going to take one here. I don't know if I want to give them a treasure just yet. All right, they can still do something. There's a bunch of pausing going on here that's not making me happy. Something's happening. Yeah, might as well attack. All right. We can't just be on defense forever. I should have just blocked earlier, honestly. I would have gotten an extra point. Oh. Well, of course you have a thing that gives it +3/+3. Why wouldn't you have that? What? Okay, cool. That's a thing that happens. I guess if I blocked it, would have still been just as bad. So, cool. Never punished, I guess. And you're going to give us a card for that? Oh, opponent. I would not have done that. Just let us take our beating at that point. They're doing mono green stuff here. So now I have to like really decide if that 1 mana matters. I guess it does. I'm not 100% sure what's happening right now. I'm probably playing badly right now, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if we want Merrick's, but I do want Fountain Port. Alright, no attacks. And we're just going to take it, I guess? Yeah, sure. I feel like this is a world of just like dumb giant growths and stuff in their hand. Because if you're not playing creatures, what else do you got, you know? Are we going to fight our fortunes? Oh, that sucks. Nope, it's another scrap shooter. Alright, that's unfortunate, but good to know, I guess. Pass the turn. Alright, so we're going to do some weird blocking across the board, and we'll just see how many giant growth type spells they have. Sure, we're going to put these 2 on 1, we're going to put this on 1, we're going to put this on 1, and we'll see what your spells are. I have no clue. Right now, I feel like the opponent could play anything. So if I'm playing awkwardly or cautiously, it's because like this opponent feels like they could have all kinds of stuff right now. Okay, so there's another overprotect. That's fine. We're actually good with that. That works for us. And they're going to hard-hitting question. Why not? Get all the stuff in, right? Okay, this gives us a few options here. I think what I'm going to do is obviously attack. That's going to happen. Can we make a token? Let's see. Fountain Port needs 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We lose 1 life, but then I can still kill a guy. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make a token. Make a fish. And then we'll just kill this. And just see what they're up to. Axebane Ferox. Blech. Well, good news is we can at least block this thing up. And I do have things in the graveyard if I feel like I need to use a get lost. Alright, Patchwork Rabbits. Fair enough. I guess we'll just go with this. Why not? I mean, they're down to 2 cards. We're doing okay here. Think we're gonna attack. And I'm just gonna make a 3/3 here. So we got 6 power worth of blockers. I think we're okay. Even if this was a Hydra, I don't think we'd be that concerned. Yeah, if I was the opponent, I might have prioritized just making 2 rabbits there for a turn, but I don't know. All right, we attack. I mean, no reason to do anything else here. I mean, it's a legit double striker. Sure. And we make another one. And then we untap and we still have up a Get Lost. Sure. And that should be all she wrote. Yep, that'll do it. I gotta give the opponent credit. This is a very interesting way to go with mono green. Just saying, like, you're gonna have a hard time getting rid of my stuff, giving things indestructible with the overprotect. I mean, that's a card I haven't really explored in the mono green decks. I don't felt like I've needed it recently, but with so many things running black in them, you know, it's possible. Like, especially if you already have Paw Patch recruits up, and then they target something to kill it, and then you can overprotect the thing, so now you got the extra counters and your thing didn't die. That's really strong. So yeah, interesting deck for sure. Alrighty, let's keep it. Double Evangelist seems alright. Cenote Scout. I'm envious of my opponents that go Scout, get a counter. If you want to check my shorts out, I have one where I have a Cenote Scout that I think for like, it must have been like 6 triggers, didn't get a counter on it. Like, it was the silliest thing. All right, what are we doing here? Steed. Oh. That could be a problem, because that dude first strikes. I don't like that. I don't like any of what's about to happen. I don't know what the opponent's up to, but this is making me very uncomfortable. All right. I'm going to let them play something that probably has... Well, it has a saddle for 4. So they wouldn't be... that's not true. They could be playing the one that cares about saddling things. Nope, not you. You are fine. This needs you to tap... Oh, it has haste as long as you have a mount. Gotcha. No longer have a mount, so it loses haste. But they can put a counter on it. Which they will not successfully put a counter on it. Okay. We didn't find the land we wanted, which is a bit of a disappointment. I would have just put Biza out there just for the heck of it at that point. Just taken a card and been happy. But now I kind of want to just draw land. Get a little greedy. Oh, so they did have it. All right, that was the card I was thinking of earlier. It's pretty cool. Do we just double block here? Man, I didn't really know what else to do. I'm like, I guess we just double block, right? Attack for 1. Oh boy, no lands is starting to add up here, folks. This is starting to become a real problem. Alright, Skrelv is a bit of a nuisance, because we do have a couple things that target. Do we lose our Evangelists? Any chance you got to land on top? Okay. Because I will block and trade. Alright, we found another land. That at least opens up some options here. They don't have any flyers. So I think we just attack for 2 only. And then probably play Inspector. I'm just debating if I do want to just go Biza here and get a card, if that's good enough. But I think we go here And then give us ourselves the option of drawing a card if we want to. Though I'm probably just going to make a 2/2. I think. We'll see. The opponent's down. Well, they'll play a land, so they'll have 4 unknown cards. One of which is a Cenote Scout. Not gonna lie, I have some serious mana envy right now. And they are 2 for 2 on Scout triggers getting their counter. I am impressed with their prowess. Yeah, sure, I'll take 4. That actually works out for us, because when we play Biza, we'll get some more life. So don't hate it. Sure. You got it, fam. We'll go ahead and make that 2/2 we were talking about. I wonder if they have something that kills enchantments and they're holding it for one of these Virtue of Loyalties. Because I could see that being a thing. Like if they had a Get Lost right now, they're only taking damage from bats, so they wouldn't really want to use it, especially if you knew we had a Virtue. Which kind of has me wondering a little bit. If I attack with everything, what happens here? I would possibly take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the return strike. Unless they had something with haste. Alright, I think we do it. I mean, they don't know we don't have a land right now for Virtue. And I'm kind of okay. If the Evangelist just dies here in combat, like, we're willing to give that up. That is totally reasonable. It trades with anything they're blocking with unless they have extra stuff here. So they did have the Get Lost. Ah, see? See? Some days I'm smarter than I look. Today, I was not their Huckleberry. See, we played this in a way that we got what we want out of it. So yeah, we're totally okay with that happening. If that's the only block, cool. And then we play a land and run one of these out. Now, if they just have another Get Lost, then, like, so be it. Okay, looks like they do. Then, like, you just say, all right, you got it, you got it. Ain't much we can do about it, right? Sure, why not? They're going to get in there with Skrelv, I guess. Skrelv says they want a piece of the action. Alright, well now we know we're good just playing the Virtue. Though, we could put the opponent down to just a Skrelv here if we wanted to also. Which might be the better play. Because this does feel a little bit greedy, right? Alright, I think we're good no matter what we do here, actually. I think I'm just kind of splitting hairs at this point. Yep, we'll leave that up top. We'll attack. Cool, we'll take that exchange. So they can force through 3 damage, and then we just play Biza, and then we're all good. Yep. And that attacks for 3. And then some. I mean, we'll take some poison, I guess, which might matter. I mean, sure, why not? I'm down. Oh, excellent. They don't have anything else. Good to know. Then what's that last card? Is it a land or something? Alright, well, Biza it is. Attacking for 2. Wow, they have nothing here. Nice. Alright, well, we're at 12 life. Couple of creatures. We're about to have another. Steed, which could potentially do some damage. But I think here I'm just going to Eternal Wanderer put us down to Biza versus Skrelv, and I think we're good. I don't think we do anything else here. Okay. All right, we're going to keep this with the hope that we get a 2-mana thing off the top. Because if not, this is going to suck. That could be a problem. I do like having Evangelist here, so we get some extra set of blockers while we're trying to buy time, which I do appreciate that, but this could get very scary. I think I'm just going to discard this because I don't think it's a real thing here. Yeah, we just take 2. I mean, alright. We'll do what we can. At least that's exiled, so there's no chance of it coming back, so that's good. Is this where we see the, Nope, there's a tiny bone joins up. Well, we're a long way from the Eternal Wanderers. I think we just discard that. Think that doesn't really get, put into our plans here at all. Alright, let me go Wanderer. No attacks. Destroy it. We get bats. Probably blocking with these. Good news is opponent's already down to 3 cards. They've spent a lot of resources. And 2 of them are tiny bone joins up, so not threatening things, which is kind of nice. Also wondering why I left back the creatures I did. It was particularly for that reason, so I don't have to give up 2 bats. I only have to give up 1 actual creature there. But now you got to kill an Evangelist again, which looks like they have it. All right, so go for the throat. Fair enough. Yep, and opponent just says they can't do anything. Fair. Yeah, that was one of those draws where, like, once I saw I had the Evangelists against the Skeletons, there's enough blocking scenarios where we're pretty good. Because they had the removal hand, but if those weren't removal and they were just the corpses of the lost, then we just use a Sanguine Evangelist to, like, block the token so they can't pick it up. We probably kill the corpses of the lost at some point, and then we just start chumping the other stuff, and then slowly rebuilding. So, yeah, we'll take it. Oh. Okay, let's keep it. This is literally like the ideal reason that Frontier Seeker's in the deck, right? So you can keep hands like this, hit that extra plains, and then start trying to cook. Especially if we draw a plains on the, or a land, period, I guess, on the next couple draws. Then we'll get a plane so we can, like, Evangelist into Biza if we want and kind of do some stuff. So we'll see what's up. This could be kind of interesting. You got it. Oh, dude, where were you last turn? All right, we got exactly 1 plains. That was our 1 target, so we needed to see all those cards. All right, good news here is we have multiple blockers with the Evangelist. If we can get to Eternal Wanderer, I think we can be okay. But that's still a long ways down the road. So we got to see where this ends up. But if we can stick the landing on Wanderer and leave them with something kind of inconsequential, it could be pretty good. While this pumps their team, I would much rather just block this. Like, future value is not worth giving up there. Alright. This is the good thing about the Evangelist in this deck. Like, while you do like to play it in aggro decks, this deck, it's mostly a blocker for these types of situations. Like, just buying you time, chumping off a couple things. Like, even here, if they play a creature, I might block, especially if they play 2 creatures, because then I play Biza and I get 2 1/1s anyway, on top of all of it. Well, here I'm not going to get that, so that's a little disappointing. Actually, no, that's not true. We double block here, actually. Right? And then we're left with the bat, and then if we play this, okay, sure, that's fine. You got it. That tramples but still dies, so we're okay with it. Oh, wait. We're not going to get any extra value off Biza. I mean, I guess we get 4 life, so that's not nothing, right? Let's go ahead and do that now. And I'll attack. Now we're looking good because we're only one land away from being able to hit our Wanderer. And then we just leave them with whatever small thing versus Visa, I think. So yeah, this is very much a thank you, Sanguine Evangelist, for buying time. And right now, it looks like next turn is going to end up just being Evangelist and Inspector, I think. But Visa being a 4-5 here is legit. I mean, that's a real thing. I wouldn't call it quite a stonewall, but it's close. Alright, I think I'm just going to attack with the bat. No need to get too out of control here. Give up. I mean, we could attack with Visa and say they're going to trade, but they wouldn't. I mean, they double block. We'd have to pick which one to kill. And knowing our future situation, it's not really worth worrying about. However, if we know we're going to play the Eternal Wanderer, maybe we don't play anything else here. Actually, no, I think I'm willing to at least play Inspector still. I don't know if I'd play Evangelist. I think I'm just going to play Inspector and then leave myself the option of being able to draw a card or make a token based on the scenario. Like, making a token to double block is probably also fine, but we'll see. I think I'm just going to draw a card here. Alright, in the turn. I don't think we really need to do anything else. I mean, hell, I might even just sack our token to draw a card. Since we know it's going to die anyway, we can get some extra value for it. Or actually, let's see, exile up to one target artifact. So we could also blink our own Visa if we wanted to. Current game state, we wouldn't get anything, but something to keep in mind. Alright, they're down to 3 cards in hand. Another Battle Rage Mouse. Sure. They scry to the bottom. They'll get to target and give something +1 in haste. Sure, I'll chump block. Let you give something trample. I'm game. Because I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be, right? Trample, draw a card? No, it's not even that. Okay, cool. Don't hate it. Alright, this is where we're just going to draw that card. So, pay 2. Sack this. And I have to assume they don't have a way to kill Biza, or they would have done it already. So they could have attacked with more there. So I'm wondering, other than just this land being able to trigger, trying to figure out what these stops are about. Because it can't be anything else significant, I wouldn't imagine. Like, to the point, I'm wondering if I even need to get rid of their board, with us being at 21. But I think I'm still going to do it, and then just try to rebuild. I'll just leave them with the 2-1 mouse. Alright, not sure what just happened. The opponent's taking kind of long turns, but I don't know what is triggering that. But now we're okay. Even if something happens to Biza or Eternal Wanderer, we're all set. Because now we have Virtue plus Evangelist, and then we can just play the Loyalty for full value. And we've got more cards coming, and we can make tokens. So we should, I say should, be fine here. So I'm going to minus this. Now, if they've, for some reason, just been sitting on a get lost all this time, like, congrats. Like, you kill my Biza and you get to kill my Planeswalker. Like, you got me, you know? Alright. We'll let you keep a 2-1 mouse. And I obviously get to keep a Biza. And then after this, we've got a minimum of 3 blockers the rest of the way. Between lands that can create creatures, Evangelist making an extra token. Yeah, we're just going to sit back. We're not in attack mode yet. That's another turn or 2 away. Yep, that'll do it. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. This deck's one of the better decks I've played this season, and I hate it. Um, no, I am joking. I would hate to play against it regularly if this became like part of the meta, but it is a really good deck, and it's fun in the sense that it plays like a true mid-rangey deck, right? You have a few early things that are getting you some value or whatever. You have a couple of planeswalkers late. You have some good value cards like Biza that could just get you some life back, get you some tokens, help you stabilize. Still doing the virtue of loyalty thing. I mean, we almost never got Caretaker's talent in and functioning. Maybe one time through all those games. I think it still belongs here. I don't think I'd be quick to get rid of it, but I'm wondering how much, like, I'm almost wondering if I'd rather have more Caretaker's talent than Fortune, actually. We only have 17 creatures in the deck, but that doesn't count as having the Virtue of Loyalties and the Planeswalkers and stuff, too. But, yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine. I wouldn't change it too much, though. We really didn't struggle against much of anything, except for, I think, one land where we just, or one game where we drew too many lands, I think. So, yeah, I wouldn't really worry too much about this list. One thing I would say is you do have to really pay attention to your mulligans, right? Because there's a fair amount of stuff in here that's 3 and 4 mana that you kind of really want to get to. So as much as the Frontier Seeker looks kind of junky, it does actually serve a real purpose in this deck. Rarely to go get Fortune. Like every once in a while you'll draw into it and you'll go ahead and scoop that up. That's like a bonus. But realistically, it's just to find that other land. So you can make sure to stick your turn 3 card, whether it's a Fortune, whether it's a Sanguine Evangelist, or if you're trying to do 2 things in a turn, right? Lay down arms to get rid of a blocker, especially being able to get a Plains, because that helps this card, and then play one of your 2 mana things, maybe like a Virtual Loyalty Adventure Side or whatever, right? So it really serves a real purpose in this deck. It's kind of a quirky card, but pretty cool. Also has sweet art, by the way. But yeah, overall, this is kind of probably like if you're not going to do mono white aggro and you don't want to do like absurd mono white control that's just playing a billion sweepers or whatever, like this is probably the way to go. And I would even argue that this probably has some decent game against those heavy sweeper decks or control decks like we saw earlier against the Boros Control, because you have 8 lands that make creatures. You have 6 planes or 5 planeswalkers you have access to, right? You can have creatures that die and still leave you creatures like Sanguine Evangelist. So like there's a bunch of ways you can still stay in those games, which could be very interesting. So yeah, all around sweet deck. Those are my notes. If you're looking to play mono white, this is pretty damn cool. But we have 4 Laydown Arms, 4 Novus Inspector, 4 Frontier Seeker, 4 Get Lost, 2 Caretaker's Talent, 2 Fortune Loyal Steed, 4 Sanguine Evangelist, 3 Archangel Elspeth, 3 Biza, the Bounding Spring, 4 Virtue of Loyalty, 2 the Eternal Wanderer, 16 Plains, 4 Fountain Port, and 4 Merrics. So yeah, we've been finding a wealth of stuff out there looking at these different tournament results, and we recently got to play a For Real Crime deck with Marchesa, played it for the first time on the channel, and it was an interesting thing to see how it functioned in best of 3 versus best of 1. So check that next video out. That's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.